New Mexico is staring a recession right in the face as more businesses close, jobs are lost, but more importantly, tax revenue is disappearing quickly. The federal government passed a $2 trillion stimulus package, as you all know. And New Mexico, we have our own plans here, including here in the city. We'll talk about that in a quick second. But Crystal Ciarza from Ciarza Social Digital Media, let me ask you first, right off the bat, it's hard to get a feel for, I could imagine, what all levels of businesses are doing to struggle through this, but what's your general sense to get us going about how businesses are handling this at this point?
If you want to talk, so there's two answers to this question. Professionally, many of them already have their ducks in a row and are preparing for a financial crisis up until the end of June. From a personal level, everything sucks, big time. And not only is it such a vulnerable, embarrassing time, but not only, we're running into a lot of businesses, especially in mine, where we have people being laid off. Not specifically in my end, but with some of our clients, like they're laying off people. Sometimes people forget that small business owners are human too, and that's not an easy thing to do emotionally. So not only that, but then business owners are having to, now with the CARES Act, business owners have opportunities and capabilities of asking for help when it comes to unemployment. So not only are they telling people that they're laid off, file for unemployment, but the business owners themselves have to file for unemployment. It's a really humbling time for everybody, a very vulnerable time. And even though it's so frustrating where the numbers of files and papers that we have to put together to just simply ask for aid, there are some glimmers of hope that have given us a positive outlook, such as City of Albuquerque and their micro lending loan for 5 people and under. Obviously, the disaster loan SBA Act, the 7A partnership with the Payroll Protection Act. There are other New Mexico Economic Development doing their loan guarantee platform. There's a lot of help that's out there for small business owners, but right. I would say that to kind of wrap up my thought is don't forget that the small business owner is as vulnerable as the employee. So
that's true. Laura Sanchez, let's go to the employee here for a quick sec. We had Bill McCamley on with my colleague Matt Grubbs last week, and the sheer amount of people looking for unemployment insurance now is through the roof. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. You factor in also John Arthur Smith saying we could be facing anywhere from a $1.5 to $2 billion budget shortfall right now. How do all these things meet up in the middle of the road here? It's going to be tough for workers as well.
It is. It's extremely difficult right now. It's really depressing for anybody, and like all of us probably were following the news closely. I think we all are used to gathering information and educating ourselves on what's going on, and so it's so incredibly depressing to every day sort of see the numbers of cases rising, and then the jobless numbers rising also. I think as of this taping, there was a report this morning that something like 6.6 million people were seeking unemployment benefits nationwide. And that's just really going to have widespread impact on people and on small businesses, I think, as was already shared, for the rest of the year. There's some predictions that we're in a recession that's going to last potentially a couple of years. So I think that I'm glad that there's efforts going on at the local level. I think those will help some of the small businesses. But I think the other thing, I'm incredibly lucky in my household to have a job that I'm still getting paid, and so I'm doing what I can to support local businesses by not cooking and going out to eat, or not going out to eat, but ordering in, and even just doing Grubhub or DoorDash is helping people who are, in that kind of job where you're doing deliveries. So that's sort of my way of trying to share.
Same here too. I bumped up my amount of giving for the drivers as well when I get delivery. Just yep. It just feels different to have like $2 for a delivery tip. Doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Better than that.
I agree. And I picked up 4 growlers the other day at my favorite brewery. Didn't have them all that night, but I felt like I needed to have some variety at home. And that was sort of my way of contributing. And the people that are left at that brewery who are, mostly the kitchen workers and the managers that are preparing food themselves and, providing curbside delivery, it made a huge difference, and they were so grateful. And so anything that I can do on that front is important. And I think those of us who feel like we just have no control, we are still able to provide in terms of putting dollars back into the economy and at least helping the small businesses that are still out there functioning.
That's right. You know, Giovanna, I saw on Facebook yesterday that the Cooperage is closing for good. I mean, you're talking one of the standard bearer Albuquerque restaurants for, I don't know, 30 years, something like that. It's really heartbreaking when you think about it. But I say that in this context, it's not as if the economy was horrible before this happened. It wasn't like we were going down the drain. Does that give you hope that if this thing clears at some point, we can come roaring back, as the president likes to say in all of his briefings, that it's just a matter of getting going again? Do you agree with that sentiment?
Well, I think it's a really big question right now, and we're just going to have to wait and see what all shakes out. But I think that it's going to be long term. I think there's going to be some immediate pain happening with some long-term programs and commitment to getting people back on their feet. Certainly in the family-friendly business organization that I started, and now it's off and running, and our COO did a great video and information segment yesterday about resources for small businesses and to get through hard economic times. And that's actually, if I can give it to you, nmfamilyfriendlybusiness.org. You can go and get lots of resources there and information for small businesses. But I think if we look, it's going to be really interesting to see how our family-friendly businesses fare through this. I know some of them are already facing really hard decisions about layoffs and things. But I think that the notion of being a family-friendly business where you really put your employees first and also your profit, right? It's not saying one or the other. It's saying we want to be profitable and we want to take care of our workers. It'll be interesting to see how they fare, because they already had some of the policies in place that are so important now, as far as like flexibility in your schedule, working from home, paid leave, paid sick leave, all of those things. Are things that we've been working really closely with 280 businesses in New Mexico already on. So that's something to watch as well.
And I don't mean to cut off Giovanna, but I want to give the stark reality behind this, because my organization is a gold family friendly for the first time this year, which is really exciting. At the end of the day, it's really difficult for us to take care of our employees if we can't even take care of ourselves as small business owners, you know. And so it's a hard challenge to say, is it health insurance or is it payroll? And I'm totally honest, like it sucks right now for some people.
Yeah, I totally hear that. And sometimes the best way to take care of your employees is to help them access resources for, or actually laying them off and helping them access the resources for unemployment compensation things, right? Like that is how some of our family-friendly businesses are helping their employees. It's just
unfortunately
tough.
We got to wrap up. Unfortunately, we were right hard at time. I want to thanks to you all, and I want to see you in person soon. It's just going to happen not too soon, but I want to thank you for your time this week for sure. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.